In today's video, I'll be sharing with you all the things I do to keep myself happy living and working in Singapore. I'll be grouping the tips into a few categories, namely environment, habits, and lifestyle, as well as mindset. My first tip to increase your happiness is to control your environment, and by that I mean your home environment. As you can see from my house, there is no clutter. It is not cluttered at all. Everything is intentional. It's very minimalist because I believe that having a non-cluttered environment would mean a non-cluttered mind and heart that would naturally lead to more happiness because nothing is messy, nothing is lying around, there's no rubbish, no kids' toys, nothing. As you have seen from my previous videos where I showed you maybe parts of my kitchen, you can see that even on my island countertop there is barely anything. Maybe just a coffee machine and electric kettle, but that's about it. Controlling your home environment is really important if you can. Let's move on to the next category, that would be your habits, lifestyle, and self-care. One of the tips is to be less materialistic. I don't buy a lot of branded goods because I personally don't feel the need to unless I really like the design of something. So even if I do buy something expensive, it's because I really like the design and how it functions, and not because a lot of other people have it or because I want to catch up with society to show that hey, I can afford this too. Which brings me to my next tip, which is that I also don't restrict myself too much. I buy whatever I want, I eat whatever I want. For example, when I eat fried chicken, I really love the skin on the fried chicken, so I would not just peel away the skin and only eat the meat inside, because if the skin is what makes me happy, why not just eat it? And also I still spend money on things that I like, such as more matcha powder, or if I just see any cute things that I want to buy, I would still spend money on that because you know what, retail therapy is real and it really helps in increasing my happiness levels. The next tip is to look forward to something every day. So for me, I love matcha, so every night I go to sleep thinking about being able to drink matcha the next day, and I get so excited for the next day. And when I wake up every morning, even though I'm feeling tired or dreadful or anything like that, I would instantly feel so much more energized at the thought of being able to drink my cup of matcha later in the day. The next tip is to be physically active. For me, I do have a gym membership and I go to the gym at least once a week with my work bestie. We just go there just to relieve some stress while at the same time try to build a bit of muscle by doing resistance training. And then on other days, I just go walk a lot because when I go out to meet clients, I do a lot of walking, especially when I take public transport. All of this movement, be it cardio or resistance training, actually helps you feel so much better about yourself, both physically and mentally. Not to mention that it really helps to relieve stress sometimes. Next, you should also get enough sleep consistently. For me, I feel like I function best when I have 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and that's what I've been doing. I've been getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single day. And when I don't get enough sleep, I will make sure to make up for it the next night by sleeping earlier. Sleep is so important because when you sleep, your cells have time to turn over and your body has time to get rid of toxins and just really rest and recharge. And I think in the long term that would be really good for the health as compared to being chronically sleep deprived. The next tip is to spend time with your loved ones and your friends. Just spend time going out with them, doing activities or chilling at home, watching movies together. You know, you can do anything, but I think having this kind of emotional support system and being social with people that really matter to you is so important. And when I say I hang out with my friends, the ones that really increase my happiness is not those where I meet up with friends just for a cup of coffee, just to gabble on each other's lives and see, hey, what are you working as now? You know, how's your job? How's your house? How's your this? How's your that? I just mean genuinely hanging out to have fun. For example, tonight I'm really excited because my friends are coming over and we're gonna play mahjong and some card games like Uno No Mercy together, and we're just gonna have a whole night of fun, and then we're going out for supper, so that's really exciting. Next is to do things that you want and that you like. So for me, what I really enjoy is having my alone time to do anything that I want in peace and quiet. I'm really thankful that I have a house to myself that is so quiet, with no kids running around to give me anxiety, and that I have no one to take care of. So that's really amazing that I can just do whatever I want for myself, and I think that's the best form of self-care. I love the weekends because I can spend all afternoon on the weekend lying on my bed just watching Netflix or doom scrolling on TikTok, watching YouTube videos, doing whatever I want for hours and hours with no restrictions. Of course, other things that I like to do would be to travel the world, so I do make sure to travel at least a few times every single year because I feel that the best time to travel is right now when I'm in my 20s and I still have all the energy. I have no financial limitations in the sense that I don't have to set aside money for kids or whatnot because I don't have kids. So I can just spend all that money to go wherever I want, do whatever I want. For example, in 2022, when the borders just reopened, I immediately went to Bali with my mother for some mother-daughter bonding time. And then in 2023, I went to Perth, Seoul, London, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast. Last year, I went to New Zealand, Beijing, Busan, Melbourne, and a few other places. This year so far, I've already been to Brisbane, Osaka, Kyoto, as well as Hanoi and Bali. I really look forward to traveling every year, and it's great because I get to step away from the hustle and bustle in Singapore and just relax and recharge. Now let's talk about the last category, which is your mindset. One motto I live by is to have lower expectations because this way I don't set myself up for disappointment later on. Next would be to define success on your own terms. Don't compare yourself to others because success looks different for everyone, because at the same time you never know what other people are going through when you see that on the surface they look like they have everything in life. So I don't make that kind of judgments and I just be happy for others. That's something that I feel that a lot of people struggle with these days. It's like when they see someone has a really good life, they have this, they have that, and then they get all jealous and they gossip about them, they trash talk about them just to maybe make themselves feel better. So I feel that we should try to be happy for others, because as much as we would want others to be happy for us, we would also want to be happy for others because we want to celebrate each other's wins. I don't get jealous of other people's success because I know that everyone has a different set of struggles, and to me I feel that I am already successful and I am happy with what I have. I am able to have my own work-life balance, I have hobbies, I have an identity outside of work, and I have a lot of time to myself, I have a lot of rest, I am able to sleep, I have no sleep deprivation or anything like that, I have no burdens, I have no commitments, I have no lives to be responsible for because I have no kids. So I feel that in that sense I am actually truly happy with where I am right now. The next mindset or emotional tip would be to have more empathy and be more forgiving towards others, because sometimes if people are nasty towards you, or if they throw you under the bus, or if they play politics against you, or just project their anxiety onto you, I feel that we should try not to get affected by that and just understand where they're coming from, because maybe that person had a bad day, maybe that person was just brought up that way and they can't control it. So we should just have more empathy and forgive others, because holding grudges is really tiring. It's not worth it spending your time or emotions on those things. There will always be those who would make unsolicited comments or say something to you that could be hurtful. What I do is try to do a 1 year in, 1 year out. At the same time, I try my very best to stay away from those people as much as possible, because you know what? We should not be allowing any toxicity or bad juju in our lives. No, those people can just stay far away. No, I just avoid those people as much as possible, and you will see that such people are never my friends because I don't associate myself with such people. Of course, for me myself, I make sure to be kind and compassionate and be nice to people. So I don't play politics, I don't throw people under the bus, I don't say nasty things to people, and I just don't sabo people. I won't be able to sleep at night if I were to do that to people. And one last tip about the mindset is that I practice gratitude. So every night I've been journaling, I've been writing down in my journal what I'm grateful for. At the end of each day, I would reflect and I would think to myself oh my gosh, the best thing is I have a 1,000 square feet house to myself where I have an entire room just for my clothes and my bags. I call that the vanity room. Maybe I should do a house tour sometime soon. But yeah, and I also have an entire study room where I have my desk that belongs to me, myself, and I don't share it with anyone. I have 2 monitors side by side on it. I have my nice creamy keyboard, and just everything. So I'm so grateful to be able to have that. And honestly, that's something that I probably would never have if I had kids, because obviously I'd have to share the space with the kid. I wouldn't have that much wardrobe space anymore. I'd have to give up a room to them. So I'm really grateful for all the space that I have right now at home. And when I think about all this and write this down in my journal to remind myself of how blessed I am every night before I go to sleep, I feel so much lighter, I feel so much happier, and I just feel that wow, life is actually good. These are the things that work for me, and I hope some of these tips will be useful for you too. Do let me know in the comments if there's anything else that I missed out on, or if there's anything that you do to make your life happy. Life's short, why not be happy, right? Okay, that's all for today. Bye.